Holy shoot. What just happened? What just happened? I mean, we know what happened because we've been expecting it. I talked about it yesterday. But it's insane, guys. We are officially back to the bull market. I know you're going to hear a lot of shows like this today and everybody will talk about it. But we've been preparing for this. I've been chanting and beating the drum about this 89,000 level. And if we get a close above and the 2.72 trillion on the total market cap, we are going to see a massive, massive rally. But I don't want you to screw this up. You have an opportunity to make generational wealth in the next 6 to 12 to 14 months. But it's very easy to screw this up. Please be level-headed. This is the time to focus. Lock in. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing, what levels I'm looking for, how I'm going to deploy, when I'm going to take a trade, why I'm going to take a trade, why everything like that we see is happening, and much more. Guys, if you enjoy this content, please smash the like button, share it with your friends, do much more. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe, and I bring you trades like these. I give you trading education, I give you threads to explain stuff that you might not know, and I have a daily recap on my X every single day that collects the most important news, so you can go down to the description and follow me there. Now, I tweeted today and I said 150,000 in the next 6 months. And I mean it, 150,000 Bitcoin in the next 6 months. I'm going to give you the rundown on why and how, but you are not bullish enough. Okay, maybe you are, but this reversal on the weekly chart is like, I can't tell you how bullish this actually is. Like, this is a V-shaped recovery on the daily, on the daily and on the weekly chart. It could not get more bullish than this. I'll explain to the TLDR. But yesterday on the show, we talked about this, and I said, if we have a close above the 89,000 level, we are going to see a confirmation that we're back into the massive bull market. There's a continuation happening into the bull market, and that we are going to see 150,000 Bitcoin in the next 6 months. And this is exactly what happened. So on the total market cap, we have a close above the 2.86 trillion on the weekly. And if you look at Bitcoin, you do see that we have a massive, massive, massive close above the 88,740, which I've been explaining on the show today. And Bitcoin is up about 6% since. Absolutely insane reversal. So we have a lower low here, we have a lower high, and then we have a higher high formed, which basically indicates that we are going to see a lower low. A higher low coming very, very fast, which could be a great opportunity for us to enter. But the market is skyrocketing. It's just very, very, very good to see. This is the daily. Like we see IMX up 38%, SUI up 30%, Volers up 21%, Fartcoin, of course, flying 16%, Pep at 15%, Jasmine 17, 18, Bonk at 27, ING at 12, Lido at 15. We are officially back. What is it in the weekly? The week is looking even better. Pep at 30, Tau 42, Hive almost 30%. So it is looking absolutely good. But let's not forget that this is what we had. This is what we had. I talked about it yesterday. The day before yesterday, there was $1.5 trillion wiped out of the stock market. And today, it's actually the opposite. We had $1.5 trillion pouring into the economy. It's actually pouring into the markets. And it's actually going to be even higher if we are going to look at the numbers today. It's insane. And the biggest reason is because it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro. So we have some massive news coming out that says that Trump basically said that the tariffs in China are very high. They are going to come down. There's easing. And order the deal. Remember, this guy is the master of making deals. We've been saying this for a long time. Here is his statement. Listen to this.
Today, Treasury Secretary Gustin suggested that with the tariff rates as high as they are now, it's effectively an embargo on trade between the United States and China. Do you see it that way?
That's true. 145% is very high. And it won't be that high. It's not going to be that high.
It's just
it got up to that. We were talking about fentanyl, where, various elements built it up to 145. No, it won't be anywhere near that high. It'll come down substantially, but it won't be zero. It used to be zero. We were just destroyed. China was taking us for a ride, and just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to be very good to China. I have a great relationship with President Xi. They would make billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Billions and billions and billions of dollars.
The
Anyway, this is bullish. So bullish, you have no idea. This is insanely bullish. Anyway, other than this, you know, and it's not only China, but other than this, Caroline confirms that they have meetings with multiple countries.
Łucznik, Ambassador Greer, NEC Director Hassett, and Peter Navarro, the entire trade team, meeting with 34 countries this week alone.
34 countries this week alone, settling this whole trade war thing. I'm just giving you what could be the catalyst for the run that actually created this
priority of my chairman.
Paul Atkins, I've wrote a whole thread about him. There's a link in the description to it.
Will be to provide a firm regulatory foundation for digital assets through a rational, coherent, and principled approach. We will work. A top priority of my chairmanship will be to provide a firm regulatory foundation for digital assets.
So his top priority, the head of the SEC, just so you know, the two guys, the clown Gary and Paul Atkins, right? Paul comes in and he says, my top priority as an SEC chairman, that's like, you understand what that is, taking care of every market in the United States, is to make regulation for digital assets. Again, could not be more bullish when it comes to that. It was just sworn in a couple of days ago. Trump also said that he will not fire Jerome Powell. I do think the market takes it very, very positively, to be honest. Like, we don't like JP. We think he's slow, whatever that is. But if Trump would have forced him out, that would have been devastating, because we would just start printing out. We will start printing our way of everything, printing our troubles away with, you know, trillions of dollars. But if he was to force JP out, that would be very, very, very bad. So I'm very happy that this is not happening, or seemingly not happening. Then Bloomberg comes in late to the party a little bit, but they start calling Bitcoin safe haven again.
Good time, trading more like gold, just in time for gold to rocket higher. You can see that physical Bitcoin.
Oh no, tell me she doesn't say physical Bitcoin.
You can see that physical Bitcoin gold is up about 9% over the past month in April alone. That has
get your facts right. Gold is not. Did she just say gold is physical Bitcoin? Bruv, the two has no relationship to each other whatsoever. It's anyway, but it's good that you're talking about it. Thank you very much. So I'll give you that. But anyway, they're talking about it, and that results. And then of course Tesla comes in and they say that they haven't sold any Bitcoin, regardless of their dump and whatever that might be, and that results in a massive boomer rally. So like we have almost $1 billion flowing into the Bitcoin ETFs. Absolutely crazy numbers. But so we're bullish, you know, up only, all that. But is it really? So if you look at it, I just want to, as always, I just want to keep you in check and help you be level-headed. And one of the things is that there are multiple concerns and uncertainties that are still happening. Yes, we do see some resolution on the tariff side. Yes, we do see some resolution on the Ukraine-Russia situation. And it is very, very bullish, but I want you to be level-headed. For example, Bank of America says there is no interest rate cuts this year because of inflation. Market is pricing in some, could be bad, could be very, very bad. Bessent is going to speak today on financial systems, seeing how everything works out, something that is relevant and we have to look out for. Then we have some very important numbers. We have PMI numbers coming in. We have new home sales coming in. We have FOMC members speaking today. So again, something to consider. And also, I think it's just very important in general to be patient. And I know it's tempting to just push the button here and whatever that is. And I've been telling you from the very beginning, and I said, I'd rather miss the first 5 to 10% move than just get caught again with my pants down, okay? And so this is exactly what's happening. I'm about 50%. I told you about this on the show. I'm about 50% allocated on spot, 56%, and I'm not in rush. Now, I will give you exactly what you can do now and what I believe could be the great play, but I want you to be patient. You don't get these opportunities often, and you don't want to screw this up. Now, I wrote a complete thread on this, and I want you to go to the description and read it. It says it says Fefe's thread on the bottom. You can read it. There are different scenarios with charts and much more. You want to go and read that. Maybe not now, but after the show. Go and read it. If you're there, make sure to smash the follow and turn on notifications, because it's going to be a massive, massive 6 months ahead, and I want to help you get ahead. That said, here is the main TLDR and the main plays happening. Okay, I'm going to show the total market cap because I think that's relevant, but it's going to be most importantly, well, it's going to be very similar on most of the tokens. So, couple of scenarios. One that can happen, and again, I detail this on my thread if you just forget or you can't keep up with this. I do recommend you check that out. One is that you're going to see an up-only season. And because we have a weekly recovery here, this is actually, not weekly, a daily recovery to the weekly level, this is actually more and more possible. Yesterday, I thought it was unlikely, and it's still leaning towards a possible but unlikely. But it can happen that we're up only. Now, if we're up only, if you look at this here, the last time we had a higher high form, a market structure shift on a daily level, you see a low, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, and then you have a higher high here. The moment you saw that, it skyrocketed. Bitcoin went like 40%, 50%. So I would not be surprised to see, this massive rally from here with no pullbacks. But if you go down to the lower time frame, here's how you can play it. If this plays out, and this is, you have to prepare for this because this can happen and you don't want to miss the whole ride. Ultimately, I want to say one thing before we even get into trading. Spot, I tweeted this and I said, you will regret not buying Bitcoin at 80,000 and Solana 127. So like on spot makes a lot of sense to deploy now. If you can hold for 6 months, I told you this even 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. If you can hold out for like 12 months, deploy. You don't want to bother with it. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to look at it. Just deploy. There is literally nothing that you can screw up with that. If you want to trade the market, taking any trades here with a liquidation price does not make sense. Taking a 2x leverage position, for example, Bitcoin, on Solana, major tokens that will not drop, 40% from here, 30, 40, 50% from here, makes sense. You can leave that as well. But if you want to trade it more actively and you want to maximize this, you have multiple options to go about it. And one is that if it's up only, that means you're not really going to get an opportunity to get in. The market is not going to give you an opportunity. One of the biggest indication for that is the sessions don't really get liquidated. So if you look at this, if you look here and you go into the hourly chart, what you can really see is that you have a retrace. You go down to the you go down to a 15-minute chart. Let me just see this. So if you go down on the 15-minute, what you usually see is you always see a higher high. The game is very simple. Again, this is if up only, okay? The game is very, very simple. Every time you see a market structure shift or a higher high, you have two options to do. One, you just add a little bit to a 2, 3, 4x leverage trade, or just add with a higher leverage and keep your stop loss below the levels that cause the pump, or you wait for 50. A lot of times, you're not going to get 50 even on a lower time frame, but you do get them. Sometimes you just don't get them very often. If it's up only, I'm talking about scenario up only. So you want to do every time there is again, this is if you want to trade it actively. Every time there is a higher high formed, you deploy a little bit and then put a limit order at 50%. Stop loss at the swing low. Same thing here. Look at this. So new high formed, new high comes, stop loss, and wait, 50% limit. New high formed, stop loss, but you can also put a 50% limit. And you just simply walk with the chart. New high, stop loss, 50% wait. Then you go, here's a new high, stop loss, 50% wait. You would have gotten the 50% here. You would have gotten the 50% here. New high, stop loss, 50% wait. It's very simple. New high, stop loss, 50% wait. New high, stop loss, you would have stopped that. But here's the important part. You have to look at the hour as well, because on the hourly, this would have been the level to get in. So like this is the next scenario where you don't always get, you would have made like 4 or 5 trades by the time you would have been stopped out. And even if you gotten stopped out of here, new high, you just get in again. Like there is not a problem there. You know what I mean? You just get back in here, stop loss. Oh, where was that? It was here. High formed, stop loss. No, high formed, stop loss. Wait for the 50. You would have gotten the 50 here either also. Look at this. You got the 50 perfectly. What happens? New high, stop loss, wait. New high, stop loss, wait. What happens here? 50 on the hourly. So what I'm saying is, if it's up only, you have to go down to the 15-minute chart and you have to play every single higher high. Every single higher high. This can happen. In the next 2-3 days, we're going to see if this is the scenario. If it is, the only thing that invalidates this, by the way, is an hourly break below. Hourly break and close. So if you see here, what you notice here, and I'm going to show the difference. Hourly close above, stop loss. Hourly close above, stop loss. I mean, this is some consolidation shit, but like you have something here, stop loss. Then you have a high here, stop loss. Hourly. Hourly break, stop loss. Or stop loss down here. Hourly break, stop loss. Actually, that's not even 3 candles, so the stop loss would be down here on the hourly chart. Break above, stop loss. Break above, stop loss. So if there is no hourly break, it's up only. So you would have gotten basically here, you would have gotten after the break above, you would have gotten a 30% move on the total, which is like, can be a couple of 100 percentages on most of the tokens. So what I'm saying is, once there is a break on the hourly, look here, there's a break on the hourly, you can expect a reversal on the higher time frame. So now that it happened here, you can go like, okay, what would be my bottom? Like, what would be my 4-hour bottom? This would be the 4-hour bottom. So you can just pull it and look when it comes back. It comes back perfectly to the 50%. Why am I not taking this? You could take this as well. It still comes back 50. You could take this as well. But this is the major. You see these that it consolidates here and then it breaks above yet. So it comes back perfectly to the 50. But anyway it comes, you just know, okay, my 4-hour high and 4-hour low. This is my 4-hour range, and I will need to see where it's probably coming back to the 50. If I have a break below on the hourly, it's coming back for a 4-hour retrace. And very similarly, look at this. Now, this caused the consolidation after this. The difference here is that you have a 4-hour break. Look at this. This is a very good indication that the rally is ending. You have a high above here, a break below that, and retrace. This is why we shorted here. So until you see, if you see an hourly break, that just shows that there is a pullback coming on a 4-hour. You pull the fib, you look for the 50. If there is a 4-hour break, that's when scenario 2 starts playing out, which is not up only, okay? And I want to think that that is the main scenario that is going to play out. Now, I don't think we're going to get a 4-hour break ever, very, for a long time now. I don't think that's going to happen. But on the hourly, what you can see is that I do think we are going to get big pullbacks on as the news come in. So here's how I would imagine this. One, usually I would say we have to retrace back to the 2 point. This is scenario 2, which is not only up only. We do have some pullbacks, but in general, you will have opportunities to get into the market. So you play the ball as it goes. If you see an hourly break, this is what you're gonna do. So what you're gonna do, first off, I would just say we're probably gonna pull back all the way here to the 2.6. The problem is, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. If that happens, you throw the house at it. You understand? You throw the freaking house at it. If that happens, if we come back to the 2.61 trillion. I'm not sure if it will happen. If it happens, I'm very, very happy. But it all depends on how the deals will go through, how big of an agreement was going to be, how favorable it is going to be for the parties. So we had to see that. But what you want to see is you need to wait for hourly pullbacks and play those. So right now, what I'm saying is like, wait for an hourly pullback below the 2.78 and down here 2.66. That happens, start deploying. 2 ways to deploy. One, you wait for a 15-minute higher high. Okay, 15-minute higher high. Or you just simply start adding. You just simply layer it in and you start adding below the 50% on the 1-hour lag. If, again, as I said, if there is a break on the 1 hour, you know that we're coming back for the 4-hour 50%. You don't buy in premium. So if there is an hourly break, you pull the fib on the 4-hour and you buy only below the 50%. You're not interested in buying above. And this is very similar to this is scenario number 2. And this is very similar on Bitcoin as well. Like if you look back, let's look back on the major rally that happened here. Look at this. So like Bitcoin did not have a 50% pullback on the hourly chart. Look at this. You've been waiting for this. You would have missed out. This is why we played a 15-minute higher high every single time. You look here, you know, here you would have had it. Look. No, it was after. No, you wouldn't have had it. You see? You would have missed like a 34% move. Waiting here, you steal nothing. Then you have here, for the first time you get it, you get the 50%, you start layering in, and then you get the move here. And then you wait for the 50%, so on. But what I want to say, or what I want you to see, is that it's not up only, and you have to wait for a 50% on the total market cap on the hourly chart. Now, if you look back on the total, you will see that if you go down onto the hourly, this could be considered a base here. This could be considered a market structure. Or what is it? A low, basically, on the market structure. So if you close below here, you could consider that as the start of a pullback. But the real big low is down here. Anywhere below the 2.78 currently is a buying opportunity. And in scenario number 3 and 4, you have to go down. There is a link in the description. There's a link in the description. Oh, sorry, my phone was ringing. There's a link in the description down here. Where is my post? There's a link in the description down here to my post, and you will be able to see scenario 3 and 4 as well. So go and check them out. Again, there's a link in the description. If you're there, smash the follow. Guys, this is my main prediction when it comes to the whole thing. And I wanted to tell you one more thing. This is your opportunity to start trading. It really is. There will be no better time than the next 6 to 12 months. I'm working only with exchanges that I do believe bring you extra value over all the other exchanges. So one of my partners is Albank. Worked with them for quite some time now. Been around since 2015, I believe. Non-KYC available worldwide. First off, you have 0% maker fees. That means you trade for free if you use limit orders. But not only that, if you trade using the link in the description, if you sign up using my link, every single week you can get a cash rebate based on your volume. It's not a trading bonus. It's not something you can use. It's cash rebate. It's money that you can actually withdraw from your account. If you trade $10,000, you get $50. If you trade $50,000, you get $80. You can always get a rebate by just simply trading using the link in the description. Every Monday, it is going to be distributed. Also, I'm going to give away $3,500 at the end of every single month based on the highest trading volume people using my link in the description. So it's definitely worth checking it out. Non-KYC available worldwide, 0% maker fee. There's a link in the description. Go and check them out. Other than that, guys, holy cow, we've been waiting for such a long time to do this. I am going to do a lot of live trading as well. There's a link in the description to my trading account, trading YouTube, where I literally gonna do live trading, a lot of trading education. I do daily as well when I have the possibility, when I'm not traveling with the fam. So go and check that out as well. There's a link in the description. Check out my socials. And guys, please lock in. I'm looking at you, deep into your eye. Please look in. This is your opportunity to make life-changing wealth. It is. And I know the market has been beating us, and I know it's been difficult, but the up-only easy season is coming. Don't give up now, but also don't over-leverage and don't start playing a monkey, because you are going to get wrecked. The market is not here to save you. The market is not here to help you. The market is here to take advantage of you. And if you don't play it right, it will play you, and you will just suffer from it. So don't do that. Come back to the show, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to stay level-headed. Guys, I truly appreciate every single one of you. Make sure to check out these 2 videos. Click here to subscribe to the channel. I will be here live, and I will see you tomorrow. Much love. Thanks for watching. Take care.